Hello, this is Kristie with Kristie's Connections, and welcome to the ultimate guide to penny shopping at Dollar General. In this video, we will go over what Dollar General penny shopping is, how to do it, how to become great at it, what to do if things don't ring properly, and lots more. So watch this till the very end so that you can start your penny shopping journey. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Kristie with Kristie's Connections, and this is Copper. He is the best co-host on YouTube.
Hey friends, you want to learn how to penny shop? Let's get into it.
Alrighty gang, let's get started. First question, what is penny shopping? Penny shopping happens at Dollar General when items clearance out or become discontinued. These items are intended to be pulled from the sales floor, and when they are not, they drop to 1 penny in price, and if we can find them, we can purchase them at just 1 penny. I like to think of this almost like an adult penny treasure hunt. So it's a lot of fun. It does take a lot of patience and sometimes a lot of time. Explaining the Dollar General clearance cycle will help this make sense. When items start to clearance, they typically will start at 25% off, then they will drop to 50% off. Eventually they will go to 70% off, and then finally they will go to 90% off. Now after 90%, these items will stay 90% for a period of time, and then they will drop one more time, and that is when they drop to a penny. At this point, the Dollar General employees are supposed to pull all these items from the sales floor, either dispose of them or send them back to the warehouse. And if this is not done, we get them for 1 penny. So that's where it gets fun. There's a variety of reasons why these things don't get pulled. Sometimes they're simply missed. Sometimes it's a lack of communication between the managers and the employees. Sometimes the managers just don't worry about pulling them. Okay, now everything I just explained to you, that is pertaining to seasonal items. Now this would be like your lawn and garden, your beach towels, your Christmas, Halloween, Easter, all the holidays, and just these seasonal items. The seasonal items, they do mark down in the clearance cycle until they do penny out. Those seasonal items we can watch as they come down through their clearance cycle and kind of anticipate when they'll penny. But we also have something called core items that penny. These are the items that Dollar General typically carries in their store. As they become discontinued for different reasons, sometimes it's a volume change, it's a packaging change, or just something simply Dollar General isn't going to carry anymore. Those items also do penny out. So just a quick review, the 2 things that do penny at Dollar General is discontinued core items and seasonal items. And we will talk more about all that in just a bit. Before we go too much further into this, I want to discuss the penny shopping rules. Yes, there are rules. Now, over on Kristie's Connections, our main rules over here are always to be kind. Be kind to the store, and what that means is if you're looking for penny items or any items, please do not trash the store. You do look all over for these items, so people tend to be a little messy. Please don't be one of those people. Do not give penny shoppers a bad name, please. I get asked often if I think that penny shopping will ever end, and I honestly believe the only reason it would end is for this reason right here, people trashing the stores or being rude to the employees, which brings me to my next rule. Please be kind and be respectful to the employees. Please remember they're just there doing their job, earning a paycheck to pay their bills. So please do not be mean to them if things don't ring properly. And of course, be kind to each other. Be kind to your fellow penny shoppers. Penny shopping can be extremely competitive, but please be kind to each other. Do not hide penny items. That is a definite rule over here. It is not ethical and it's just rude. Okay, do not ask the employees or call the store about penny items. Again, these are items that were supposed to be pulled. They're not intended to be found. So by asking about them, it just draws their attention to them and reduces your chance of finding them. All right, and last, the register is always right. We will go over later in this video what to do if things do not ring properly. This is not a rule, but something very important to understand the concept of. You will see this YMMV in penny shopping world quite a bit, and what it means is your miles may vary. So I made you a visual definition of what your miles may vary means. Okay, at one Dollar General versus another Dollar General, one may be a penny, and then one right next to it could be full price. This is typically not like a state-to-state thing. People do ask me or tell me that pennies do not happen in their state. I promise you they do. There are some stores that are very good at pulling items, so they're more difficult to find. But penny shopping happens in every state, in every Dollar General. But it is important to know that some of the lists that I give you will not pertain to all stores, and that's the meaning of your miles may vary. That what is pennies at my store might not penny at your store, and I can't promise you that it will. And when I put the list out, there is an understanding that your store may not penny. Some of them are bigger or huger. Your miles may vary than others, and some seem to be more universal across the whole US. Now that leads us right into my next topic, and that is, where do you get the penny list? Well, you're at the right place, because where you get it is right here on Kristie's Connections. I put out the penny list every single week for free as early as I possibly can. As soon as I get it, I give it to you. I do not hold it, and I do not charge for it. I typically put it out either Friday evening or sometime on Saturday, and that gives you a full 2 days to scope out your stores, because the items typically do penny on Tuesday. So let me show you the resources that I have available for you to get this list. First is right here on my YouTube channel, Kristie's Connections. You do get the early penny list every single week, whether we have one or not. If we don't have one, I even put out a video saying that we don't have one. I also include your seasonal markdowns. As I've said, with those seasonal clearance items, they do go through that clearance cycle. So every week I will update you on any new clearance drops that we have, so that you can keep track and know when things are getting closer to pennying. In addition to that, I do put out very early visual videos for these seasonal categories, so that you can get used to seeing the items, you know what's included, and it's much easier to find something if you know what it looks like. Alrighty, and just a quick tutorial on my YouTube channel. If you go to my homepage by clicking the little circle with my face on it, you can either, of course, scroll down through the videos and look for the penny list videos that are in there. We also over here do some couponing, it's money saving, money making, those sorts of things. Or you can go to the little bar at the top, click on playlist, and if you scroll down through, you will see Dollar General visuals as well as recent penny list. Both those will be very helpful in letting you not only get the list, but find the visual videos that I've put out. And the next resource that I have available to you is my website. My website name is kristiesconnections.com. The direct link is in the description box of this and every one of my videos. If you go on over to my website, click on the two little dashes in the upper right-hand corner. That will show you a drop-down field. And if you just scroll down, you will see penny list. And there are all the penny lists available to you. Anytime we have surprise pennies, I also put those on there as well. So you just scroll down and click on the one you'd like to see. And right there on that, you will get printable lists if they are available. There will also be visuals as well. So be sure and go check out the website. It is something I use a lot. It's an excellent tool and much easier and quicker to reference when you are in store. Very common question I get asked quite often is, are the penny items only a penny on Tuesday? And the answer to that is no. Tuesday is when typically our penny list starts. So I give you the list over the weekend. They generally start Tuesday morning when the store opens. Those items typically should be a penny. Now, most of the time they stay a penny. With your core items, if you recall earlier in the video, the items that the store typically carries but discontinues for whatever reason, those typically almost always never reset back to full price. However, seasonal items we're seeing more this year that after some time, not the very next day, but maybe a month, maybe a month and a half, that these items are resetting back to full price. Now, when this happens, as soon as I become aware of it, I let you all know immediately, either through a post in the Facebook group, a video, or a website posting. So Tuesday is not the only day to find penny items, but it is the best day because it is the day that the penny list starts. And as I said, it's very competitive in penny shopping. So the early bird generally gets the worm. And your best bet is to try to get to the store as early as possible on Tuesday. But many times I have found old pennies, or I've found pennies on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So don't give up. If you don't get out there on Tuesday, I would still definitely look. Okay, now here's something that's very helpful in penny shopping. That's how to read a tag. When I'm talking about reading tags, I'm only referring to those seasonal items. So let's take a look at a seasonal item tag. They all typically have pretty much the same information on it. As you can see on this seasonal tag, it says S22 in a little box. And what that stands for, the S stands for the season, which will be summer. 22 stands for the year, which is 2022. Now, sometimes you will see FW, which means fall, winter. You might see SS, which means spring, summer. You might see a J, that means January. Okay, the next thing you'll see on the tag is this little round circle. And we call this the dot color and shape. Now, regardless of whether it is a square, a diamond, a star, we refer to this as the dot color or refer to these as dotted items. I'm not sure why, it's just terminology. I guess it's been used long before I started penny shopping. Now there are, as I said, lots of different shapes and colors. There's clovers, there's squares, there's stars, there's diamonds, and all sorts of colors, and each of them represents a certain seasonal category. And the last thing that's important on this tag is the UPC. The UPC is typically a 12-digit number. It does include that 4 in the beginning and that 0 at the end. A lot of people look at a UPC and they only look at the middle numbers. It does include all 12 of those numbers when we are discussing a UPC. Now, UPCs are very important whether we're discussing seasonal or core items. I often will give you UPC numbers, so that will help you identify that you have the correct product. Okay, let's talk about where you can find the penny items. Okay, you basically want to look everywhere. You want to look high. You want to look on these top shelves. They're also known as the sky shelves. You want to look low. You want to look in the regular section where these items normally will be located, and sometimes it even applies to seasonal. Here's a perfect example. This is the regular toy section, and right here in the toy section is Purple Square, which is a seasonal item, and it was stored with the regular toys. So when these penny, somebody probably will get these. And you want to also check your clearance section. So typically with the core penny items, often you will find them in this section, or some stores even have like a food clearance stand. Sometimes they'll be on there. Don't forget the end cap displays. Very often I find things that people have missed on the end caps. And also the floor display stands. These are the cardboard display stands. They're also called PDQs. And basically, guys, look anywhere. At Dollar General, things often get just shoved in places. People pick things up. They don't want them rather than return them. They just stick them right here with the toilet paper. So you basically just kind of look everywhere. Okay, now how to actually do the act of penny shopping, how to scan for penny items. The first thing you want to do is go and download the Dollar General app. This is a free app. You just download it to your smartphone. Now, it's very important that you make sure your store location is correct. If you remember in the beginning of the video, we talked about your miles may vary. that what is one price in one store may be different at a store 3 miles down the road. So super important that every time you change stores, if you're looking for penny items, that you change your store location as well. From your home page in the Dollar General app, you want to click the down arrow in the upper right hand corner. Then simply enter your zip code in the search field. And from there, it will pull up all the list of stores around you. If you click on the store that you are at, then pull up the screen, then click Make This My Store. And then you have successfully changed your store location. Okay, now let's talk about scanning the items to see if they are a penny. This is super easy. Again, you're going to use your Dollar General app. Okay, in your Dollar General app from your home screen, you are going to click the little scanner barcode right there at the top. That will pull up a scanner. You will simply line up the UPC of the item and it will give you the price. So it is that simple, literally, to scan a product. Now, to manually enter the barcode, again, you're going to hit the little symbol. Then you will hit Enter Barcode Number. And then right here is where you can manually type in a number. Now, if you'd like to try this, the number I'm putting in is 854-025-008-455. I'm going to hit enter, and as you can see right here, this item I knew was a penny item. That's why I chose that UPC, and it shows 0.01. So if you see 0.01 or 0.00, that means you have found a penny item. So again, just to review, download the app, make sure your location is correct before you go in store, and scan the item you're looking for, 0.00 or 0.01. I would recommend before you penny shop, just go ahead, download the app, and just play around with that scan feature. Okay, is penny shopping easy? That's kind of a complicated question. Some people get very lucky and on their very first try, they do very well. But in most cases, penny shopping is work. It takes a lot of time, it takes patience, and you've got to do your homework. And you may wonder, what does that mean? Basically, it's simple, but it does take time. You want to make sure, obviously, you watch the videos, you get the list as soon as they come out. Again, I do typically put out the list Friday or Saturday. That gives you 2 days to scope out your stores. You want to take that list to your local stores, see who has these products, see who doesn't have them, look around the store, see if you can find them ahead of time. That definitely helps. Be active in a penny shopping Facebook group. I do have one. We'll talk about it in a second. But that is to increase your exposure to these visuals. It is very proven that the more often you see these items, the easier they're going to be for you to spot in store. So studying visuals in a Facebook group is a great idea. And again, it's the main reason that I put out visual videos for you very early on your seasonal categories. So watch those videos, watch them repeatedly, go head over to the website, print out printable lists if they're there, and look at the visuals on the website. The more times you look at these visuals, these items will eventually just kind of jump out at you. I believe in this so much that I actually created a word for this, a term for it, and what I call it is penny vision. So I do believe wholeheartedly that the more you are exposed visually to an item, the quicker it will be, easier for it to be for you to spot it in store. Okay, next up is my Facebook group. Now this is a penny shopping couponing Facebook group. It's a very, very active group. I'm not sure what our number is, but I know we're over 20,000 there. But look up Kristie's Connections on Facebook, request to join. Make sure you answer every single question, you read the rules, and you find the password. And of course, become familiar with my website, kristiesconnections.com. Highly recommend making a shortcut to that. Put it on your home screen because on Tuesdays we often have surprise pennies. I stay up every Monday into Tuesday looking for surprise pennies for you. If I find them, I will put out a video and a web page. So I do recommend becoming familiar and comfortable with my website. It's pretty easy to use in my opinion. So those are my two main resources for you to get information to you, is the YouTube channel and my website, kristiesconnections.com. Okay, next up we've got, will these things ring properly at the register and what to do if they don't? This is probably the biggest thing that makes new penny shoppers nervous, and maybe even some that are not so new. So, do things always ring correctly? Absolutely they do not. Do they often ring correctly? They do, but it does happen occasionally that things will not ring properly. Now, I do recommend that you do not use self-checkout for penny shopping. A lot of new penny shoppers are tempted to do this so that they don't have to interact with the staff, but a lot of penny items often will not actually ring a penny at self-checkout. They will ring full price. Now, there are exclusions to that, and sometimes I will put out a video and tell you this is a self-checkout only penny item, and in that case, you would specifically go. But typically speaking, you want to go to a regular register with an employee when you're penny shopping. Okay, now with the system changes Dollar General has been having, they've been having some system changes this year particularly. We have seen a definite increase that some people occasionally will say that things scan on their phone for a penny at register, they're full price, or they're still 90% off, or whatever the case, but that they're not showing a penny at the register. If this happens to you and you do not want the items, all you have to do is very nicely explain that you thought they were on sale, apologize, ask nicely to have the transaction voided, and then please take those products and put them back on the shelf. Just remember, it is not illegal to buy penny products, and in fact, it is in their employee handbook for Dollar General that they are to sell penny items if they ring up a penny. I will have a copy of that policy at the end of this video for you to screenshot. Okay guys, a couple helpful hints. If you find a penny item, let's assume you find one and say there's 10 of them. And unfortunately, it may feel greedy. When you find penny items, take all the penny items, because what will happen if you only take one, you get to the register, they're going to know they're out there, they're going to know they're a penny, they're going to go back, they're going to pull them and put them in the dumpster. So I would recommend, if you find them, take them all, donate them, give them to a friend, give them to a neighbor, do something fun and kind with them. Often penny shoppers are called greedy for this, but there is a reason that we do it. I'd much rather see you guys take it and donate it and do something great with it than for it to end up in a landfill. Okay, next hint. Penny shopping is definitely a you win some, you lose some kind of thing. So if you go in expecting to get a huge haul every time, you're probably going to be disappointed. I personally even always plan on finding nothing. That way, whenever I do get a huge haul or I find something, then I'm super excited instead of being disappointed. And lastly, guys, have fun. Find yourself a penny shopping buddy. That makes it super fun. And it is a lot to remember, a lot to screenshot. So having a penny shopping buddy kind of just expands your knowledge. So I do recommend trying to find somebody close to you that lives close to you and do little penny shopping trips, road trips. It's just a really fun thing to do. Alrighty, gang, and here is an actual screenshot of the Dollar General penny shopping policy. And it does clearly state that the employees are to sell you these items. At the register, you may hear all sorts of things. I'll get fired if I sell them. We're not allowed to sell them. You're only allowed to buy one. But the point is, in their policy, they're to sell you whatever you take to the register. Now, having said that, if there's 10 on the shelf and you only bring up one and then it scans for a penny and you try to go back and get the other 9, they do then have the right to tell you no. So if you want them, put them all in your cart and take them to the register. Now, I personally have only had an issue, and it was super minor, one time buying penny items, and that's been in the at least 5 years I've been doing this. So be very kind to the staff. Kindness really goes a long way. I cannot stress that enough. Alrighty, friends, I hope that was helpful. I hope you learned lots. I hope you're more comfortable now with penny shopping. This may seem a little overwhelming, but once you get the hang of it, it's really a lot of fun. Good luck, and I will see you in the next Penny List video. Bye, guys.